Welcome back. This is Benita Creek RC, and today we're going to do part 2 of the MEUS insert test. And on the last one, I thought they were a little too firm for my AX24, which actually had my wheel and tire combos from my Scout on it, just because it'd be funny. But I want to try these in these Low Guy Racing Parts Black Labels. So these still have the stock foams in them. And on this rig, they are way too soft on the sidewall. They just mash over like right to the rim. Let's see, like they easily just mash over right to the rim. So yeah, we'll go test these out on the course, and then we'll try them with the MEUS inserts, and we'll see how they're improved. I think they'll do a lot better on a heavier rig, and this time I'm going to try with the steeper edge of these going forward. Last time I did the softer edge, and I think that was hurting the forward drive, so we're going to test them this way now. So these are way too soft for this rig, but we'll go test it anyway. We'll run these stock foams on the course, and we'll have to be really quick because it's getting dark, but yeah, let's go hit the rocks. Okay, back on the course, let's test these Black Labels with the stock foams in them. I was hanging up, or the body was hitting the log there, so that's why it was hesitating a bit, but yeah, these tires are really conforming well, and not even any, there's hardly any wheel slip there. So these are doing really, really good. We'll have to see if the MEUS inserts can compete with that. I kept hitting the back bumper on the edge of the log right there, and it was spinning up. Let's see, that back tire is just mashing over like crazy. I don't think it'll be able to hold it. Caught it because of the door hit that rock there, but all right, let's see how they do right here. Okay, I keep high centering right there, but pretty much it's just like point and shoot. It would just go up with barely any wheel slip. And so these stock foams are giving very good forward drive and conformity, but the sidewall support is just non-existent, and it rolls over very easily. So we're gonna have to see if the MEUS inserts give a good balance between those two things. Okay, and to finish up the tests, we're gonna go up this line here. This has a couple of vertical faces that the tires have to get up over, and mostly it's the rear tires that struggle with it. But man, barely any wheel slip, and these are 64 millimeter tires, and normally I have 57 millimeter tires on the Scout, so there's quite a bit more ground clearance now, and normally the sliders hang up on the rock right there. I think I'm just gonna keep these on here. I'll probably have to find a different place to put the mud paws. Yeah, I'm very impressed with these. All right, let's go put in the MEUS inserts. Okay, got them all put together, and it really got dark out. I don't know if I'm gonna run it tonight or try and do it in the morning, but yeah, these feel just about as soft as the foam inserts, and these are just like nothing. Well, at least the outer part of it feels just as soft, but then as it compresses further, all the fins of the silicone inside, like, they bunch up, and then about halfway they all they can't compress anymore because it's squished all the air gaps out. But yeah, these are heavy now. So this is a rear one, and it weighs 36.9 grams, and the front ones weigh 53.9. So what I did with the front ones is these are Injora 1.1 inch beadlock wheels, and I also had a set of Injora 1.1 brass wheels, and I took the brass rings and the back half of the brass wheels, and from the rear of one of my other rigs that those are on, and I put them on the front of this set, and then I took the aluminum beadlock ring and the aluminum back half and put them in the rear of the other set with the brass wheels, so that way I can get some forward weight bias out of both sets of wheels and have them look the same on the outside. So that's something you can do if you have wheels from the same company and they're the same size. But look, these are going to just be bagged out. It's going to be good. Well, it's a lot lighter out here than I thought it was. The windows on our shed have that tinting on it that limits the UV radiation that gets through. So I thought it was way darker than it actually is. So let's see how these MEUS inserts do. It's going to be a lot heavier than it did before. Well, the wheel tire combos are a lot heavier. Ooh, I was getting caught on the side there, but straight up, I gotta line it up a little better so that the body doesn't hit the log there. It's pretty narrow for it. These wheels have some negative offset, and normally this vehicle has none. So it's fighting the sidewall. So whenever it's not binding up against the log there, it just pulls straight up. I wonder if I hit it going this way a little bit more, if it would clear. Oh yeah, straight up. There's like no wheel slip at all. And the mud paws on there would have like a lot of wheel slip. Whoa, and the silicone inserts, they really have made it stable now. I think I might just keep this set up on here. I'll have to get some other wheels and tires for my AX24. Man, there's just moments of hesitation, but this is like night and day difference between what the mud paws could do and what these can do. It's just wild. Man, that just pulled right over the top. Like I never really thought like, wow, this is really doing stuff I didn't think it would, just because how top heavy it is, and those mud paws just didn't quite have that good a grip. But now it's like, man, it's doing something. Okay, so there is a bit of energy return when you give it too much throttle. It does get to hopping a bit. And with the extra weight at each corner, it really helps with it to flex and get the tire down. Like if you have the stock tires on there, like it just keeps the suspension moving quicker, which sometimes is helpful, sometimes it's not. And the mosquitoes out here are just going crazy. So we'll do that other line there. Okay, we'll try this line. We'll see how they do going up the vertical face there. Man, it just pulls straight over with hardly any wheel slip. It only gets a little bit of wheel slip when the back bumper hangs up on something, and it takes the weight off the rear wheels there. So let's see if I can line it up. No, it just wants to. It's like now the front weighs enough, it doesn't even matter if it gets hung up on the skid up on that branch on top there where it got cut off. It just like pulls it up to a certain point and then it like flops over to the front because the front's so heavy, and just can tell now the front end was caught down in there. It rolls a lot slower and it went straight to the wheels, so that's another benefit for having a lot of unsprung weight, especially in the wheels and tires, is it likes to land on the wheels and tires. Well, let's see if it rolls there. No, it's stuck down. Man, I'm glad I decided to try some different wheels and tires on my Scout. This is good. I'm gonna just keep these on here. I'm not gonna mess with it anymore. This is really good. I think I'll just end it here because it just looks so good right there. Yeah, I'm so glad I decided to try some new tires on them, especially these Black Labels. They look good on them. They don't quite look as retro as the Mud Paws do, but the Mud Paws don't grip that well. So, and it being top heavy, it definitely did like some extra unsprung weight. The throttle control, it does feel a little more sluggish, but that's also 40 more grams of rotating mass, so that is a fair bit. And this is still stock electronics. I haven't had any problems with this, and on my Ascent18 I didn't have any problems with electronics. It's just it fell into water and it fried the ESC, so then I went brushless with it. But I really don't see a need to go brushless with this one as of yet. Maybe at some point I'll put like the Endura Rovrin system in it or something. Nita Creek RC now has a Discord channel, so I'll put the link down in the description, and if you want to come chat on there or see what's going on, then you can do that. I want to thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe if you like what you see, and we'll see you in the next one.